We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our Creative Mamas community. Please give us a 5-star rating, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause.
Be happy, happy, happy.
Be happy, mommy.
Come on, let's keep your chair. Enjoy this time. Goes by so fast. It's so cool.
Smile.
Smile, smile, my darling.
Honey, you have to count your blessings.
Welcome to Creative Mamas Unplugged. We are your hosts. I'm Cherice Barton.
And I'm Shelly Hutchinson. Here at Creative Mamas Unplugged, we navigate the hell out of being creatives while raising humans with humor and heart.
We have honest conversations,
Hear wise words from fellow badass parents, and share hilarious stories from the front lines.
Listen, parenthood is one of the most creative, most difficult jobs in the world. You are not alone, and you deserve to be happy.
Welcome back to Creative Mamas Unplugged, where we dive into the messy, magical, and deeply creative journey of parenthood. Today's guest is part 2, an artist, a truth teller, and a mama whose voice we are so excited to share. Lynzy Lab is a Texas-based dancer, choreographer, visual artist, singer-songwriter, educator, and proud mother. In 2018, Lynzy made global waves when her song, A Scary Time for Boys, went viral, racking up over 100 million views. Her raw, witty, and bold feminist anthem landed her on Jimmy Kimmel Live, InStyle's Badass 50 list alongside Michelle Obama, and on stages at TEDx Women, South by Southwest, and the Women's March. In this episode, Lynzy opens up about the artistic shift that happened after becoming a mom, her evolving relationship with activism, and how building block songs and bedtime routines became her unexpected muse. We love this conversation with Lynzy. Let's dive in. Do you feel in the art that you're creating, in the writing that you're creating, how has being a mom affected your actual writing, like the things that you're writing about, the work that you're making? Do you feel more passionate? Do you feel, because I remember when I had my first son, I was just like, oh my gosh, I feel so passionate. I just felt so passionate. And I just remember having that feeling for like the first year and trying to figure out artistically what that looks like. And I'm just wondering for you, because you already have so much to say and so many wonderful things to say and share. How is that, being a mom, sort of ignited the actual content that you're creating, I guess?
Yeah. I think it has, have always felt, very passionately about social justice and, making sure that we're leaving the world a better place than how we found it. And, with wanting him to have the best future possible, I'm thinking about things that I maybe wasn't before, like even in the activism sphere of or political sphere of just general elections and local elections and school board elections and things like that I hadn't ever really considered. But, before having a kid, it was more about what's happening in the country and in the world. And now I'm thinking smaller. I'm having to sort of shrink my world a little bit and be very present with him. And so now I'm thinking about how is he directly affected? And it starts with, I'm in Texas, so there's a lot of work to be done here and a lot of things that I'm now thinking about. And as much as I want to incorporate that into my artistic expression, I feel like it's maybe had the opposite effect for me, artistically. Well, I'll say this, the whole first year that I was a mom, or maybe even the first 2 years, the only new material that I wrote were children's songs, were songs for him. And so I was like, am I ever going to go back to writing political stuff, or things with teeth? Like, am I ever going to have like an edge ever again? Am I funny still? I don't know. And so like the artistic shift that happened for me was like, yes, I'm still very passionate about things, and wanting, the world to be a better place. And especially, for the next generation of people coming up. But right now, all I can think about is playing blocks with my kid and then writing a song about the number of blocks that it takes to like reach the ceiling. Like, so silly things like that.
Perfection. That's
Just
perfection. And I think that's a perfect example of you merging, because we talk about this all the time. Do you merge your kids into your artistic life? Do they become a part of it? Do you become a part of theirs? Like, what does that look like? And it's so different for every mom. But that is such a perfect example, I think, of how you completely just met him where he is and where you could be. And you just make this brilliant work. I mean, I just think, and it sounds very immediate, building blocks and then being able to write a song about it like that. I just think that's just so perfect and brilliant. And I think to your point,
that's a very nice thing to say.
No, it's beautiful. So it couldn't be more beautiful. It's so moving. And I think to your point of like, I think you're so right on about this. Like when you are, maybe younger, or maybe before you have kids, and you really feel like you're going to change the world, which we can one step at a time, blah, blah, blah. But I feel this too. Like I'm not changing the world. I cannot control. My recycling is not going to save the climate. Okay. It's just not. Okay. Me turning off my air in July is not going to do the job. Maybe we should turn off the billboards in New York City, y'all, in July. Okay. Maybe we should turn off those lights instead of asking all of us to turn off our air conditioner in our 450 square foot apartment. So there's that. But maybe we do a town cleanup. Maybe we go to our local pond and pick up the trash, which is what we do around here. Because we're not saving this big picture. We're looking at small steps and things you can do, and meeting at like a smaller level, a local level, where that's something your kid can access. That's something your child will be able to understand.
Yeah. And it is ripples. I mean, it's, it's little bite-sized things, but all of those bite-sized things add up, change, the trajectory of everything it touches. So, yeah.
Do you want to have more children? No.
I don't. I think, I say that. I still want to go back to the, I had earlier talked about the idea of adoption, and I have, before having a child, that option was like, yeah, obviously. Now having a child, I'm like, I'm so tired. And I have so much love to give, and I know that I could give that love to more than one child. But my ADHD is like, you're gonna drop a lot of balls. You're already doing it, right? Being a mom and a creative person and a teacher and a wife and all these other things, like areas of your life that you are of service to others. I know now how much goes into being the mother of just one child. And I love being able to like focus my attention and hyperfixate maybe, so that I feel like I'm doing a good job. That isn't to say that, when Rocket gets older, I won't feel like, okay, now I can take on a little bit more. It's very possible that will happen. At this point in time, I'm like, and also on a teacher's salary, I don't have a lot of money to like, but then, who knows? There was a time when I was like, I'm never going to be a mom. And now I am. So who knows what, but I think I'm done growing them in my body. That feels like a
Closed chapter.
Yeah.
There are so many options and ways to be a mom.
Yeah. And also I'm a teacher. For a while, what's the word I'm looking for? The justification for not having a child was that I have 200 children every semester. And I'm like,
all these kids that you teach and mother. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows what the future holds, but yeah, we're done incubating.
Do. Lynzy, would you mind singing a song for us?
I wouldn't mind. Can you hear me all right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing A Scary Time for Boys.
Yay!
I can't use public transportation after 7 p.m. I can't be brutally honest when you slide into my DMs. I can't go to the club just to dance with my friends, and I can't ever leave my drink unattended. But it sure is a scary time for boys. Yeah, gentlemen, band together, make some noise. It's really tough when your reputation's on the line, and any woman you've assaulted could turn up anytime. Yeah, it sure is a scary time for guys. Can't speak to any women or look them in the eyes. It's so confusing. Is it rape or is it just being nice? How inconvenient that you'd even have to think twice. I can't live in an apartment if it's on the first floor. I can't be wearing silk pajamas when I answer the door. I can't have another drink, even if I want more. And I can't make you feel invalid, unseen, or ignored. I can't jog around the city with headphones in my ears. I can't speak out against my rapist after 35 years. I can't be taken seriously if I'm holding back tears. And I can't ever speak earnestly about all these fears. But it sure is a scary time for dudes. Can't text a girl repeatedly asking for nudes. Can't make her have sex when she's not in the mood. And what gives her the right to give you attitude? Yeah, it sure is a scary time for men. Girls like to act like you're to blame and they're the victim. Her dress was short and she was drunk. She's not so innocent. Good thing your dad's the judge and you won't be convicted. Wait a minute. Now that I'm saying it out loud, oh God, this is embarrassing. Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, it almost feels like it's not such a scary time for boys. They've always had the upper hand. They've always had a choice. It's time for women to rise up. Use our collective voice. You've got to vote to make a change. So let's go make some noise.
Oh, applause. Wow. I remember the first time I heard that. And like it's one of those like every line you say, you're just like head nodding. Yep.
Yep. Check.
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check.
That was a cathartic song to write. I just need to write all of these things down and say them out loud to a catchy tune to soften the blow.
That's what's so good about it. And again, like, I am a mom of 2 daughters. So, that song is just a perfect way for me to teach and introduce them to, the unfortunate reality that they are going to be facing.
Lynzy, you're awesome. You're so cool. And you're just we're just so honored to have you on today. And thank you for sharing your certainty about what you know and your certainty about yourself. I find your how you know what you know and you say it with such strong conviction, but so gracefully is so inspiring. So thank you so much for, sharing that part of yourself with us today.
Oh gosh, let's do it tomorrow too. We'll just do it every day.
Let's do it all the time. And there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah. Do like part 2, 3.
What's next for Lynn? What goes on? What's next? So you don't teach during the summer, right?
I will actually, yeah.
You're doing a summer session? Okay.
Doing a summer session.
What's next for writing? You got stuff in the can?
I don't know. It kind of just like happens spontaneously. And then if I happen to have time to actually jot things down and make a ditty, I will. But some things.
Funny you should use that word.
No, I know, with a T. 2 T's.
Oh, with the T. Oh, it's with the T.
Let me clarify.
Yeah, sure.
We got it. Yeah. Now we can't use that word.
It's relevant. It's relevant.
I know. So I said that the other day and somebody was like, no. And I was like, no. Sometimes it's just like a fleeting idea. And then I don't get to actually see to see it through. But yeah, hopefully some more songs will come down the pike. And then I'm choreographing for a show in the fall at Texas State, so that'll be fun.
Fun.
Workshopping some ideas this summer, so that's
Great.
exciting. Yeah.
Enjoy that process.
Have you ever thought of mixing the two together? Because I mean, of course, my brain's always firing off. I'm like, oh, I want to collaborate with Lynzy and like activism piece, with song and dance, like dance theater, and maybe shoot it and like have it be a stamp, just through art.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I'll go out to LA. Well,
You could come to LA. I could come to Texas. I don't know if you ever bring in guest teachers. I'm open to that. But I find that this community, and I've said this before, but this podcast for the past year that we've been doing it has been unbelievably life-changing for me, grounding my woman tribe, and I know that Shelly feels the same, has just been such a necessary and inspiring and comforting piece of my life, unbelievably so. And I leave messages to my girlfriends on a daily basis. We leave the audio messages, we with Shelly and Jessica and I, we do it all the time. I do it with my other girlfriends. Keeps me connected. And I feel we have such a power amongst us, a soft power. And we need each other because I love men, every kind of man, gay, straight. I have so many friends. The women right now, I don't know if it's the stage of life that I'm in, if it's motherhood, if it's the world that we live in. We talk about hormones and the hormonal changes we go through. There's just so much that no one else can really understand but we women. The community is really lovely. It's really lovely. And we're so excited about, what we're only starting to grow.
Yeah. It's amazing what you're doing. I'm so happy for you. It's such a cool idea, and to be able to expand your artistic expression and to like this type of dialogue is amazing.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell. And you are not alone. Bye for now.